Today I just wanted to spend a little bit of time talking to you about how we at Halfords have used newsbrand partnerships to drive business value and deepen our relationships with customers. Over the last 2 summers, we've partnered with the Mail on Sunday and Reach, or previously Northern Shell and Trinity, to deliver partnerships with great success. But before I go into kind of what we did, what I wanted to do was to start by actually taking you back and give you the context of our business before big media partnerships. So we had a real big challenge. We had great media results. We had econometrics results that were showing positive ROIs. And our rich heritage and kind of long-standing position on the high street meant that everyone knew who we were. However, at the same time, despite that, we did find that a lot of people didn't know everything that we did. So people would either know us as, oh, you're the cycling retailer, or, yeah, you do motoring product, but actually didn't have an appreciation of the wide range of categories that we operated in, from motoring, leisure and camping, and cycling. As a result of this, what we had to do was develop a brand platform that allowed us to showcase to our customer base actually everything that we stood for. And the way that we did that and tried to articulate that to our customers was through journeys, and how us at Halfords, through our products and services, allowed us to be there for life's journeys. So with that in mind, last summer what we did is we wanted to build affinity with new and old customers, and use and have a clear role for our products and services to be able to kind of position us as the go-to place for summer journeys. This was kind of based upon 3 clear insights for us. As a lot of you will be aware, families' time is really reducing, and the use of technology has meant that people and families spending time together was really at risk. But despite this, families really did want to spend time together, and they were kind of desperate to find simple ways and also help and inspiration of how they could achieve this. Coupled with that, there was a real necessity and belief that brands have a responsibility in actually helping customers in doing so. And finally, with the economic climate as it was over the last couple of years, the uncertainty that existed meant that actually there's a real improvement and growth in the popularity of domestic holidays, and it kind of gave rise to the term of the staycation. So as a result of that, we wanted to celebrate the staycation and make us at Halfords the gateway for great British summers by inspiring Britons to actually get outside and start to do more in the outdoors. As a result, we had 3 kind of key themes and aims for our campaign. First of all, we wanted to inspire families to down their screens and actually get out and spend time together. As a result of them lacking inspiration, what we wanted to do is make sure that our campaign was all about exciting and active focused content that could allow them to get ideas of what they should be doing. And crucially for us as a retailer, it was important that we drove footfall and sales through a really crucial period in the summer. So this meant that we had a very clear role for comms. We wanted to make sure that everyone understood that the best staycation trips started at Halfords, and that we're the place that they think of first in terms of getting ready for those staycation or summer trips. So why did we choose news brands to help us do this? We didn't exclusively brief news brands to do it. In fact, we briefed all the key players in the market. However, for the last 2 years, we've gone with news brand partnerships. So the big question is why. So firstly, the reach that it offers meant that we had the ability to kind of get our message out at scale. And also, because this had a campaigning part to our campaign, it was important that the reach that these news brand partnerships gave us allowed us to kind of make that social change that we were looking for. In addition, they've also have a great reputation of driving social change and galvanizing the nation to actually do something differently as a result of a campaign that they run. And for us as well, the campaign was a 3-month period, and therefore we wanted to make sure we kept momentum through the whole period of the campaign. And the breadth of different properties that news brands offer allowed us to talk to different nuances of audience within their portfolio, and also be able to have that kind of consistent momentum through either different platforms, different formats, to achieve kind of the best campaign that we could. News brands offers us the ability to get our message out at scale, But what we really needed to do to drive consideration of our product categories was actually build a deeper relationship with our customers and move away from just kind of talking about product and price to something that's a little bit more interactive. So how have newsbrands allowed us to do that? So within the campaign, it was all built under bespoke independent research that allowed us to identify some of the key pain points. Editorial content started the campaign off, and it all talked about what the long-term health benefits were of getting outdoors and spending more time with the family. Experts such as neurologists and psychologists, with the support of Halfords, championed what the benefits would be for families and people to get outside and spend more time together. We knew that we had the campaign set up with why people understood the benefits of getting outdoors more so. However, actually, as the insight said, it's really important for these people to actually have help in the inspiration and get ideas as to what they could be doing to try and make that change. So inspirational content performed a really important part and large part of our campaign. And the breadth, again, as I say, that the newsbrand partnerships give us in terms of the formats that they offer allowed us to produce over 370 pieces of content over a 3-month period. We went from print and digital native articles. We did editorial pieces, we did things like supplements, and we also did interactives and also brought it into store, a key part of our proposition within store activity. So over the course of the period, we produced a load of content that allowed us to talk really inspirationally about what things people could be doing to help them be tooled up with all the ideas they could to actually get their family out there and spend time together. And some of the examples are shown there. In addition to that, we use social influencers to give real credibility to our message. Actually, how people, through things like blogs and video and social posts, could show how real families, with the help of the expertise of Halfords, could actually make it really easy to get outside and spend time with their family. We also used the male social channels, and they allowed us to talk in a slightly different way to our customer base and a slightly different audience that we wouldn't usually be able to talk to during our campaign period. Further engaging content also followed, so we produced a branded video called The Pit Stop, and what was great about this was this included our expert colleagues in store, and all the film was using people that work in our stores and really showcased our expertise and service credentials. And what it allowed us to do was really underpin our product and services within what we stood for and set us up as the real one-stop shop for summer staycations. In addition to that, we also actually used an interactive map. So housed on our website, this had over 320 different pin locations where customers could enter their postcode and find new and exciting locations from cycle routes or day trips to certain points of interest, or also campsites. So we really gave customers the ability to actually own their staycation, but also underpinned by Halfords being the enabler and the inspirer. And being able to do that just put a different kind of tone on our comms than we usually could do, where we would talk historically about product and price. And that engagement with the brand also meant that we could actually play a more meaningful role in their lives. So how does all this actually allow us to create deeper relationships with our customers? Well, firstly, it's allowed us, as I said, to actually talk in a much more inspiring and engaging way than just talking about a product at a 20% promotion on a weekend. It's also positioned us as an enabler and an inspirer. Again, for the product ranges that we offer and the service that we offer, that's a really important part to set us outside from the competition. A lot of our competitors will be in single categories, and we have a lot of competition that is kind of spans across those categories. So to be able to position ourselves as the one-stop shop was really, really key for us. And importantly for us in this campaign, obviously we are trying to drive awareness and consideration of our multiple different categories. So this kind of rich content and multiple formats allowed us to talk to customers and showcase actually not just one category and one opportunity or one service, but actually how all of our products and all of our services brought together provide one meaningful solutions to customers that they hadn't been aware of previously. And how do we know that actually we did build deeper relationships? Well, 400,000 readers were inspired to take action within each of the staycation categories that we talked about. We had 53,000 people that were interacting on our interactive map and finding inspirational areas in which they could find advice and opportunities to go on trips, which was absolutely fantastic. And we saw dwell times of around 2.5 minutes to show that they're actually really engaging with that content and getting beneficial ideas out of that work that we did. The branded video was a phenomenal success, so it beat the benchmark by 183%, and we had 1,000 10-second views per minute just on that branded video. And again, to have our colleagues front and centre and showcase to that audience was a really important part around driving that consideration and our service offer that again differentiates us against all of our competition. But for those in the room that are retailers or who work with retailers, it's all very well having this beautifully crafted content and award-winning campaign, but at the end of the day for us that really needs to transfer into sales. So as a consequence of that, what was really important was measurement, and the measurement of the campaign and proof that it delivered, especially for FDs, they're not particularly enamoured by showing the list of awards that you're up for or the beautiful content. They want to see some kind of hard facts as to what the campaign drove. So what we delivered was one of the most ambitious and accountable campaigns that has been delivered so far. We used mobile phone technology to understand the footfall that went into our shops off the back of all of our digital activity to actually be able to go back and say, these are how many people, off the back of reading the articles and the content that we've produced, have actually ended up in the store as a result. And we got 2.7 million people who'd seen our digital activity ended up into a store. Also, really importantly, because this was all about consideration uplifts, an extensive brand uplift study formed a really integral part of our measurement system within this. And finally, we used econometrics to be able to say that this, for every pound that we spent, actually drove X amount of margin ROI to be able to go back to our kind of finance teams and prove the concept and kind of get continual investment through following years. I'm sat here at a newsbrand event. It won't surprise you to hear that obviously they wouldn't have got me to talk unless this campaign did all right. So needless to say, we absolutely smashed it. So here are some of the results that we had. So we saw brand uplifts. So we saw 680,000 more people actually considered us for our camping category. We had 500,000 more people who said they would consider using Halfords for their cycling needs. And 330,000 people now considered us for motoring categories. 67% of families took action off the back of this campaign. It's absolutely huge. And as mentioned, we had 2.7 million people visit our stores as an impact of seeing the digital activity that we ran. And from an econometrics point of view, it was one of our highest ever margin ROI delivered campaigns. That's a real snapshot of everything we did, but I thought what I'd do is I'd use a video to actually bring everything to life.
Summer, sunshine, long days, outdoors and a massive sales opportunity for Halfords, as well as their increasing number of specialist competitors. Halfords asked us to inspire the nation and secure them the upper hand in the retail battle. Knowing families were actively seeking help from brands, we made it our mission to make Halfords the one-stop shop to make summer simple. We partnered with the UK's leading Sunday newspaper, The Mail on Sunday, to inspire the nation to down screens and go outdoors. The campaign caught the imagination of the editors, leading to extensive support throughout the title. We made sure families were never short of great ideas, using specially created print and digital articles, an interactive map, groundbreaking branded videos and even more content from big-name social influencers. Everything we published provided big ideas, but it was also grounded with practical advice on how to make the ideas real and great product offers. The campaign was groundbreaking, helping Halfords to see how their online sales and in-store footfall could be linked. a special campaign creating social good as well as brilliant retail results.
So important to say that as a result of that great success, we've not stopped there. And this year we partnered with Reach to deliver even more ambitious campaign, where we've used listening technology to understand what the kind of trending newsworthy topics are through online and social. And we've had a dedicated journalist who's then gone ahead and wrote content articles that position us again in the centre of those conversations surrounding journeys with some great successes. We've also partnered with the Telegraph to raise awareness of e-bikes and the importance of e-bikes in the cycling category and the benefits that e-bikes provide for customers to make sure that that category kind of grows. So not only have we seen success from newsbrand partnerships in driving business value and building customer relationships, they continue to be a really important part of our activity, and we hope to kind of deliver on more ambitious and press the boundaries forward even more within campaigns to come. Thank you very much.
I've got one quick question, then we'll ask our audience if they have as well. What learnings could you share with us about the kind of what you've got from a partnership, say, versus kind of regular standard display?
Sure. So I think the key thing that we've learned from having big media partnerships is they are long campaigns and they have a huge amount of content that operates kind of through in that campaign. So communication between media owners and media agencies and the client is the most important thing to make sure that content goes live on time, expectations are met and are clear as well. So I think that's probably the biggest thing that we've learned.
Thank you so much for that. It was fascinating.
Thank you.